Here we go, boys. Game one of the day. It is your boy, Killer B, here with a game of Jordan versus the Noobkiller. Both of these guys coming in around 1900. One of these guys is an OG legendary pro. That is the real Jordan 23. He's back. He's streaming. He's hopefully YouTubing. I don't know, but he's practicing getting better at AOC. He'll be in the blue trunks, and we will have a Huns war on Arabia. Some of you guys might be watching this on the YouTubes. Come join us on Twitch sometime. Hey, we got an emote. Sink and spamming it. Have you guys heard the most famous German player might start spending more time on AOC and even might start streaming, says Hightower. Hey, Hightower, what's up, man? Hightower dropping the funnies in the chat. Okay, so Blue TC here is crushed right up against the back of the map. That means everything's going to be in front of him. Front berries, front gold, front stone. Actually, everything is just arcing in front of his base. Downhill slopes here, not a lot of wood lines to work with for walling purposes. Really not the greatest of maps. This left flank is really closable. Wood lines aren't super thick, but I think they can be protected and relied on for the time being. But man, this front area is weird. It's weird, it's ugly, and we'll see how Jordan, an OG pro, deals with this map. On the other side of the map, we will see the red player Noobkiller. Noobkiller is not going to be killing a noob in this game. Noobkiller is going to be going up against Jordan. Just a brief pause there in the action. Villagers going out to wood. Noobkiller is also pretty well crushed up against the back of the map, but he has a back stone. His wood line to the left is nice, but he's going to have to push out from here eventually in this game. Gold on the front is... it could be worse. I think Jordan's map is worse. At least in my opinion. Berries to the side, another wood line here on the front that he might take. Also a cratered TC. So I would say Jordan's map is like a D- map. Noobkiller here is maybe a D+ map. Neither guy is probably, you know what, maybe it's a C+ map. Neither guy's going to be happy with this. Especially the gold accessibility, I think, could be pretty difficult. But Huns War early on, 3 vills on wood for red, thinking probably about scouts, but we'll wait and see. 3 vills on wood as well for the blue player. That is Jordan 23, man. Hell yeah. Jordan is going to probably go fast feudal as well. I wouldn't be surprised if both guys go into scouts. Super Bua is the answer to Hightower's joke. Bua. So, a little lag in the game, or maybe a couple brief pauses for these boys, but they got it going now. Noobkiller's map is pretty wallable on the right flank. And if he can, put a tower here or a TC later in the game, maybe it's all good in the hood. But we will see in a moment. Brief pause in the action. That's what happens when you watch games live. We'll say thanks, everybody, for being here. It's good to see so many familiar names. Appreciate everybody out there hanging out. I'm really pumped up today. Hopefully you guys will have some fun in the stream. I'm extra pumped. I wanted to watch in Fog of War how Jordan runs at TCs, because pro players don't lose their scout to town centers a lot. This one's going on live. It'd be hilarious if he does lose his scout to the TC. No, he's going to perfectly kind of come in here. I've noticed, Viper, for instance, from his point of view, is switching back and forth, and he's basically going, this short of a distance. Just like this. That's it. And then he switches back home, switches back here, goes just another, inch. So it looks like Jordan there will run in on an angle. He'll find the wood line. He'll find the front berries. And he will not lose his scout to the TC. If we look at his Fog of War, he kind of went to the corner where his opponent wouldn't be and worked his way back around toward where he probably would be. Noobkiller on the other side is going to find Jordan's lumber camp, and he's going to circle around the TC as well. So we have a moment while these guys kind of sort their situation out. They may have a little lag. Germany and I believe Australia. Yeah, I'm not very good with flags, but they're pretty far apart. Could be some latency issues. Do you know Super Bua, or was he from before your time? I know him as a hilarious person while I'm watching Twitch channels and stuff. I don't know him as a player. I have no idea as a player. Hey, Nim. Nimino's here. Hey, buddy. I was pumped up until I saw Sinkin was here. So you're just angry because Odin didn't want the chicken. You're going to have to explain that. Odin didn't want the chicken. It sounds like a euphemism. So we will wait just another moment for this Huns War to roll forward. Looks like the red players found all of his sheep. Jordan probably has as well. Yeah, both guys scouting around the map, getting things going. First game of the day, a little bit of a slow start, but there we go. After a brief hiccup, we will move back into this one. Players luring in boars, nothing too exciting, but I think the subtext of this game will be how good of shape is Jordan in.
Yes.
Huns War is not something, not the greatest board drop. Huns War is not something that, that I can imagine he would forget. Obviously, the rating at the moment at 1981, but that could be dropping, to be honest. I don't really know, but I would assume when he came back from his hiatus, he was probably still his old accounts above 2K. We'll see. This is Jordan 23, though, and not Tyrant, so there's a whole lot of factors to factor in. Anyway, for the moment, both guys are building up their lumber lines. This villager is not going to do well on that side. Welcome, Shedwards, to the channel. Noobkiller needed 2 minutes, and now they are rocking and rolling. Building up a second lumber camp on this same wood line. Noobkiller is going to take what I think is a little bit of a risk here. I mean, it's going to be nice in the short run because he can put a spearman over here to protect it. But in the long run, when he gets into archers, it can be tough if you just have one wood line. If your opponent finds a way to tower it or raid it or your villagers start bumping, it can be a real issue. We'll see. Jordan on the other side will have a very similar situation. So don't listen to me. 2 pro players in a row. Going to double up lumber camps on these wood lines. Looks like the pauses are over. It looks like Feudal Age is in at 740 for Jordan. Pretty damn good time for a 20 villager up. Red player is going to run his scout by the TC. Not going to take any arrow fire. Both guys just scouting around the map. Noobkiller is doing an extra circle here. I don't know if he's looking for a potential barracks or what he's trying to find. I guess he just wanted to find that main gold. There you go, Noobkiller. He's going to have a pretty good idea of what Jordan's working with. Jordan on the other side has circled around a few times. He knows what's up on his opponent's side of the map. How do you play this map if you're Noobkiller? Maybe you guys in the chat can tell me what you think. I think I put a spearman in this area since you're doubled down with lumber camps. You can mine this gold since you'll have that area defended. You close this in with some walls. Easy peasy. Can't close it in with houses, but, you know, we'll see. Anyway, both guys drop a barracks, both guys hit the Feudal Age, and stable for Jordan, stable for Noobkiller. Noobkiller is going to double build it, so will Jordan. Both guys will grab double bit axe. No big surprise there. What is kind of surprising is that Jordan here isn't going to grab horse collar, doesn't have the wood for it. That's interesting. Interestingly, Jordan will not have the wood there. He'll have 2 farms done, second farm and third farm now coming down. For the red player Noobkiller, both guys' stables are up, and here we go. It is a full-on scout war. Not too uncommon in a 1v1 on Arabia. Jordan's military buildings here right in front of the berries. Going to make it awkward for his opponent to come into this zone in any case, but it does leave this entire flank pretty open. There's nothing over here yet that matters. Gold will come into play, obviously, later on. Thanks for the follow. Exacto. Yeah, at the moment, Jordan chasing his opponent around with a couple of scouts. Noobkiller will run back home and maybe queue up on top of a hill somewhere to wait for his opponent to run in. Farms are being seeded like mad here. We've got 8 farms for the red player. It looks like it's going to be 8 farms as well for Jordan. These guys are standing toe-to-toe, neck and neck. It's pretty much an Arabia Huns War meta. Nothing surprising at all in this game yet. But what is nice to see is that Jordan is on point. He's 1 second slower than a player who's playing a lot, who's around the 2K level. Clicking up, 1 second is not that meaningful, but I think it does show that his micro is on point. Fast Petard into Militia and Siege Tower. Yeah, that could happen. That could be a pretty viable strategy. Red player at the moment with just 3 scouts. Noobkiller added in a Spearman, and yeah, he's going to continue to add scouts. Going to add a couple of spears, actually. 2 spears here. Seems like more than he needs, but he's going to have 1 on the front maybe to aid a little bit of push, see if he can get some inertia behind him. Does get a poke in there on Jordan. Jordan sending a 5th scout across the map. Back at home, the blue player does not seem to have any spears. Is headed over to take this gold on the front. So Jordan's got the initiative, but his opponent Noobkiller can actually push out a little bit if he wants to. He's going to have 2 spears at home. He can either use those 2 to defend and send his scouts forward, or, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he ends up doing. Or he can just leave those first 4 at home and send a couple new ones forward. For the moment, total military is +1 for Noobkiller. He's got that extra spearman out on the map. And welcome to the channel, Syndicated. Looks like the blue player Jordan will probe his way in, and I do think it's time for red to push out. He's going to tower that front gold. That's a perfectly viable option. This kind of sucks that his opponent can circle around the back. Spearman needs to get into play. A couple panels of walls here, or if you're not Huns, a house, really can pay huge dividends to stop your opponent from being able to run behind the TC. But Noobkiller here is playing very defensively, and that's giving Jordan a really nice chance to go out on the front and start taking gold. Jordan has transitioned into double ranges. Noobkiller is just getting onto gold, so Noobkiller will probably have more scouts in the long run, but you know, he's going to be hanging in defense, at least for the moment. Wanted to get that tower up, I suppose. Got a third spearman out, so you have to be willing to go forward if you're made 3 spears. Noobkiller is chasing Jordan around the map. No upgrades for either guy's scouts. Noobkiller's got to just go forward. He's going to chase Jordan back home. Jordan's got to be careful with this. This is a potential volatile moment for the blue player. Jordan is a top pro from back in the day, but he is back to AOC now, trying to get in shape, and he's going to be up against Noobkiller in this one, who's got 8 scouts. He's on the roll forward. Jordan's got plenty though now to defend. Fletching coming in from Mr. 23, 4 or 5 archers in the ranges for him, and it looks like for the moment these guys are going to be chasing each other back and forth. I do think Noobkiller here in the end is really well defended. He's got 4 spearmen back at home. He's walled in still on the berries. This dude does not need to worry about defense really at all. The only issue for him is that Jordan's actually got more scouts than him. Looks like it's 8 scouts versus 9. Is that true? Looks like 8 scouts for Noobkiller and 9 scouts for Jordan. Noobkiller is going to be really happy with this result, that Jordan went past him, because he's going to head to this wood line. Yeah, there's some archers here, but there are only 6 of them with +1 damage. Let's see if the red player goes for the archers or goes for the villagers. Looks like he will chase these archers back. Could probably peel a few of those scouts off to grab vills. For now, it's looking a bit more like a drush than scouts running in to kill villagers, but that is a pretty meaningful bit of delay time. Got to give some props to Noobkiller. I think he is actually outmaneuvering Jordan, in my opinion, at the moment. But Jordan here had the worst map, and he's continuing to manage himself. Jordan probably trying to pick off one of the low HP vills, but Noob is not going to let any of those low HP villagers get too far out from the TC. Jordan clicks the Castle Age. Noobkiller is going to go home. He's going to get in a little bit of annoyance here. Didn't kill an archer, didn't kill a villager. But then he will head back to his homestead. Red player has to be queuing up archers as well, but let's just check. Only 3 archers at the moment. Noobkiller here is going to be a little bit behind on gold. Oh, he just clicked up, that's why. Noobkiller is he's a little behind coming up. He's a little behind on archer count. Total military for Jordan is +3. Those are all archers. So I don't really know what took Noobkiller a bit longer. Maybe building this tower slowed him down a little bit. Getting out to gold a little later than his opponent. Building 5 spearmen is probably also a major factor. But Noobkiller will try to palisade up the right side of the map. To me, this is an area that, yeah, we'll see. I think he needs to protect it a little more than palisades, because it's going to soon be crossbowmen coming toward his base and 4th archery range coming for Jordan. You guys know what's coming next. It's cav archers. Those cheap Hun cav archers are going to be raiding the red player. He doesn't have enough stone for a TC, so at least for now, this flank could be pushed into pretty easy. Still hasn't closed up the back hatch. We'll see if it's meaningful. For now, Noobkiller on the offensive will kill a villager. She is now food for the vultures. Looks like Noobkiller is going to continue to circle around on Jordan. Jordan is up. He's got a pretty beefy group of archers here. Crossbowmen coming. Bodkin arrow should be just behind it, but we'll find out. Does Jordan have BL? BL. Does Jordan have BL? Not sure what BL is. Bloodlines. Jordan does have bloodlines. So does Noobkiller here. Good question. Just I couldn't decode it. I don't pretend to be the smartest guy going. Looks like in the end, Noobkiller will turn and fight Jordan. Looks like the scouts are mostly equalizing each other. Jordan's going to get the win here by 5, actually, surprisingly. 5 scouts, a couple of those are on really low HP. We'll see if they can get something done. Jordan has pushed forward in the meantime, both players towering their own base. For now, Noobkiller dropping a university on the back so that he can get ballistics and push his opponent away. And for now, Jordan will be on the run just for a moment. And what I'll need to do, sorry to pause the game on you guys. We just need a little bit more sound, don't you think? Jordan camping on Noobkiller's hill, but Noobkiller is, well, you know, Noobkiller has Bodkin and Jordan doesn't. Jordan very late to getting Bodkin arrow, unfortunately. That's going to make it even, well, he's got a low number of crossbows here, and he's very late to Bodkin arrow. It's going to make him a little bit more anxious. This army isn't quite so strong. Coming forward to see if he can pick off a villager, but won't get one just yet. Cav archers coming down from the top of the hill, and they should be able to extinguish this. Maybe the next three, along with those first three Cav archers, can handle this pretty nicely. For now, though, Jordan is still trying to run to the corner. This is still open, but there's a spearman on the way over just to keep an eye on it. So, Noobkiller at the moment is holding his own. He's ahead in the score by a bit. He's playing pretty defensively still, but, you know, I think it's working okay. And here comes Jordan to circle around the back of the TC again. I want to just say a quick thank you to Jordan for making me look marginally intelligent. Closing this back area would be a really nice thing to do in the long run for Noobkiller. Is there an opening here? Looks like there is. For the moment, crossbowmen are kiting their way to the corner, doing as much damage as they can. Jordan is dodging a lot of fire. Noobkiller's ballistics is just now coming in, and those last couple crossbowmen will be pushed to the corner and killed. But at the end of this, Jordan will be 2 villagers behind, and he will be 8 military behind. Noobkiller adding in a 4th archery range now. So Noobkiller a little bit later to that 4th range, but a little earlier to Bodkin. A little earlier to his university. You can see Jordan's just getting his up now. Jordan's got these scouts that haven't done much for a while, but maybe he's thinking about waiting for the right moment to maybe do a little raiding with those units. We'll see. Lancaster's Law is OP. Hightower talking about the 5-vil difference, yeah, and it's still a nice advantage for Noobkiller, even though he was able to pick off, or rather, it's still a nice advantage, even though Jordan was able to pick off a few vils. Bloodlines with +2/+2 for one player. On the other side of the map, we've got Bloodlines with +2/+1. So Jordan's got a little bit less for upgrades. He doesn't have ballistics. He will soon, and he doesn't have that 2nd armor upgrade. But Jordan's got a couple scouts, and those scouts actually can get in. These walls are still open on the bottom, or we can just try to push these palisades. Always nice to have a few extra units at this point in the game. Jordan will see this coming since he had a spearman out there. That should give him time to get his villagers away, but he's got no army in this entire sector. He's going to turn around his cav archers and push back against this. Mangonel is queued up and is out. Jordan here is going to pop this out and get a really decent shot in the middle of that group of crossbows. Really took a lot of HP down from them. But Noobkiller here is just sniping vils. He is totally happy to trade most of these cav archers for villagers. Looks like in the end he will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so vils, leaving Noobkiller with a 5 villager advantage. 6 villagers now. Yeah, maybe not the greatest set of trades for Noobkiller there. He did get a Mangonel. That's an expensive unit. He did get 5 vils. But Jordan has worked his way into Noobkiller's base, and guess what Jordan's going to do again? Guess what Jordan will do again? He will run right around the back behind Noobkiller's TC, and he will run right to this wood line. And this is just, oh, this is rough. This is hard to watch. Seems like a big mistake to me. Spearman will grab a couple of these scouts, but they are just still in that wood line, annoying. A couple spears will bail Noobkiller out. You know, I just really wish he would block this back door up. Anyway, for the moment, guys are fighting in the middle of the map. Militaries are slightly bigger for Jordan, but Noobkiller, remember, did knock down several villagers. Noobkiller still with one more defensive upgrade than Jordan, but here comes Jordan to deny this TC. Serendipity. If you... Oh, Jordan, look! Okay, he's going to find it. Jordan will find it here in the end. It's going to give Noobkiller a second to maybe come back and try to take this hill back over with his own CA. He still does have the upgrade advantage with +2 defense, but I think Jordan has more numbers here. Noobkiller's still sending villagers into the mix, and Jordan is still kind of taking the bait and killing those villagers. I don't think Noob could have won this fight straight up, but now that he gave the 5 vils away, maybe that was enough to meet shield. Jordan sending some runners. Yeah, Noobkiller here is... Oh, I still don't know if he's going to win this fight. He's still sending villagers, and I still think he's just trying to soak up arrow fire. That is a really tough moment for Noobkiller. 6 vils down. He did not take the greatest of fights. He couldn't win back that hill, and now the game is dead equal villagers, dead equal military. Sweet baby Jesus, we got a game on our hands. Welcome to the channel, Mohammed Magdahai. I don't know how to say your name, but welcome. You're always welcome to tell me how to pronounce it properly. Looks like Noobkiller will send another Vil forward to try to get this TC down. In the meantime, Jordan has a front TC down already and a third TC in the back. Both guys just standing and fighting on top of this hill. I can't imagine Jordan will win this fight as well. He's got one less armor upgrade than his opponent Noobkiller, and it looked like similar Cav Archer numbers. But you know what? Jordan's going to win this again, and Noobkiller's TC is nowhere close to being complete. He is quite a ways away from finishing this while his army gets dwindled down to 0. Reinforcements coming, but they're not coming in big enough bulk to actually take back the hill. And all of a sudden, Jordan is making this into an absolute bloody meat grinder of a massacre on top of the hill. Just sending Cav Archers forward and killing villagers is going to give Jordan an 11 villager advantage, and that's going to become even more. It's going to become 13. Jordan's still booming on 3 TCs. Noob is trying to get his other TC on the left side. This wood line's starting to get real thin, but Noobkiller still can't win this hill. Jordan is sending Cav Archers 2 by 2 at the moment, maybe 3 by 3, and he just will not let up on top of this hill. Jordan is showing him that he's in pretty good form there. I don't know if his micro is like perfect yet, but this is a great decision that he made to continue to reinforce this hill. He's denied this TC, and he's really put at least a nail or two in the coffin of Noobkiller. Noobkiller is so far behind now. 17 Vils behind, Cav Archer rolling toward his economy, and that is a really tough, yeah, that's a doubt TC for sure. Jordan's going to leave a couple Cav Archers here. Noobkiller's going to try to sneak another Vil forward, but believe it or not, that villager is going to be denied. Jordan has worked his way through the palisades now, and he will maybe... What will he do? Will he circle around behind the TC? No, this time he's not going to make me look like a genius, is he? It's a slight exaggeration. To call yourself a genius seems like a pretty narcissistic thing to do. But at the moment, militaries are similar in size. Jordan has plus 20 Vils. Noob is here on the front door of Jordan. Jordan should be able to push this back with reinforcements. It's not a very big army. But notably, Jordan still does not have plus 2 defense. So if there's anything you would say about Jordan at the moment, it's that he probably, after building this many archer units, he probably would have benefited greatly from having plus 2. But he's denied that town center on the front. He's killed so many villagers, and he's absolutely far and ahead, leading this game by a lot. If we look at resources, J-Man has about 350 food, 350 gold, castle coming soon. Noobkiller's floating a lot of gold, and his stone number is getting high as well. He will drop a castle soon, but the wood is not so great. Noobkiller has gone into skirm, so he's accumulating a lot of gold. But he's going to have to put that to use sometime soon, or else he's going to get pushed out of this game. Noob with a 96% town center that has killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to guess about 11 villagers. I don't know. Maybe 8 to 11 Vils, approximately. Siege Workshop up on top of the hill for Noob. Noob's castle could go here. That would be a nice position, taking over a couple of resource piles. We'll see where he decides to put it. For now, the town center will be completed. Jordan will pull back. Jordan's castle's coming up on top of this hill, taking over some stone, guarding this flank to his base. Light cav coming in, scale barding armor coming in. Jordan is looking to transition into a little bit more raiding. If you look at Noobkiller's base, especially with all these skirmishers, that seems like a nice choice. You could also go into knights, but of course, you know, Jordan probably wants to continue to spend his gold on Cav Archers. So a trash unit seems just fine to me. At the moment, husbandry on the way. This could be upgrades coming. I don't know. He's just got 1 stable. Could be coming in a little early. Maybe he's going to think about adding some of those in a little later. You can see they're already queued up to go to that hill. Jordan will rendezvous units on top of this hill. Meanwhile, Noobkiller will try to work his way around the back door. Monastery coming down for Jordan, but this is not closed. There's a panel open. Jordan's going to lose a Vil there. He's also going to lose a bit of gathering time. Going to have to run to the corner and hide into his TC. Couple villagers here will finish off this wood line soon. Jordan's got to have a safer wood line, and I suppose it's going to be this one for the later part of the game. 3 stables coming down on the front for Jordan. Will lose a couple Vils here. Turns his entire army around and pumps a mangonel out. Jordan's ready to defend this. This is a nice bit of raiding from Noobkiller. It's absolutely worth it. It's doing the job. He can get his army out if he wants to. I think Noob would like to kill a few Cav Archers with some skirms, but he's going to take a Mango shot if he's not careful. Mangonel shot. First one grains in and will miss by a bit, but those skirmishers have taken a lot of damage in retreat. Jordan's wood line here looks awful, but he still does have a 10 villager advantage. I'd say in all, though, this is great raiding from Noobkiller. I mean, he needed to make something happen, and all of a sudden, he's discombobulated Jordan's eco a bit. He's done a little bit of damage. More Cav Archers coming from Noob on the other side of the map. He's going to try to cut off reinforcements from Jordan, but Jordan here has taken a couple of nice fights, cleaned up a lot of army, and now has a 12 military advantage. If Noob can somehow weather the storm of losing all those villagers on top of the hill on that TC, he can get back in this, but his back wood line is now totally chopped through. He's going to have to go somewhere else. This wood line is not really that safe. Jordan has circled through this part of the base several times. Would not be surprising to see him do it again. This wood line may be a little bit better since it's pretty close to a TC and a siege workshop, but we'll see. We'll see where those villagers go. Looks like they will go for this option on the top. Jordan clicks up to Imp. He will wait for a moment for another fight. More stables coming for J-Man. He's going to have 5 total stables down, grabbing some stone on the front. Will have another castle whenever he wants it. Noob is going to have another castle soon as well. Interesting that Jordan is outside of his base here. I was surprised that he is outside of his area because I'm sure he wants to get those Imp upgrades before he takes any major fights. Rams coming for Noobkiller. Jordan is probably going to handle those pretty nicely with all of these light cav that he has, but we'll see. It's a pretty good army from Noobkiller. It's not going to be pushed over too easily. Castle on top of the hill denied for a moment, but this is actually a nice situation for Noob. Noob's got Jordan's army a little bit out of position. If he can somehow defend this, these couple Rams could actually do some serious damage. He's going to go straight for military production with 3 of those Rams by the looks of it. Those Rams are going to go down real cheap. Light Cav for Jordan should handle the day on that side. Castle still denied. Jordan sending a couple units back. Looks like mostly his Light Cav will go back. Not sure what the plan is. These Cav Archer for Noob have to be really effective. Jordan at the moment sending a lot of units back across the map. Chain Barding armor coming for J-Man, and we will see a couple of these ranges go down. Not bad at all from Noobkiller. A little bit of a honeypot, bringing his opponent in to try to kill the Rams on this side. He will actually take quite a few of Jordan's units here for pretty cheap. Noobkiller, though, will give the GG here in the end. His push was not nearly enough. Jordan hit the Imperial Age. Jordan had that castle down to protect the corner. 103 to 105 vills for both guys, but Jordan 23 here getting a really nice win. He's got a pretty good group of Cav Archers. He's got pretty well upgraded Light Cav. Imperial Age comes in. You can see that Noob hasn't even clicked up yet. So it is GG indeed, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Looking quickly at the achievements. Let's just see if there's anything crazy here. Neither guy grabbed a relic. Looks like Kill Death was pretty damn similar. It was really just that TC on the hill that I think won Jordan that game. I think that TC was the killer that killed